Now, arguably, I would say that there are businesses out there that haven't followed that model and have still pushed past the 100K mark. However, they've done it in a way where they've now got a load of staff on. They're delivering a load of classes. So essentially, they're just scratting, but a higher level.
Higher level scratter. And I would say they're hemorrhaging money.
Yes.
Because we've spoken to several business owners in that kind of position where they have maybe a big training centre with lots of different services. Yeah. So it could be, I think we spoke to somebody who was doing like 10 or 12 different services with all those staff underneath them and had zero money to take home for themselves.
Yeah, that's it. Like,
that is not the way to operate.
Yeah, just because, and I think it's this reminder that it's not always about the income. I mean, it is, but it's not always as it looks. Like, you could say that, oh yeah, you've got several members of staff, you're turning over 100, 150K, 200K in some cases. But if that's not profitable and you're not taking anything as the business owner, and it still feels like a lot of hard work in terms of the graft is still there, and there's levels of graft.
Yeah.
Like, this is the extreme bit. Like, you're still close to that burnout bit that you're like, I just literally cannot do it anymore. Like, I'm working 1 million hours a week. All this staff, they're paid, I'm not paid, but the business is technically making money.
And I think this is where I think a lot of you out there would have this sort of similar aspirations to these kind of people we're thinking of when we're doing this episode, really, is big training barn, big venue, all these different all-in-one, like, come to us and we'll give you everything you need for your dog. Mm-hmm. Sounds amazing, sounds great. It sounds like there's a good vision there, but the execution of that in the reality is that venue is usually costing an absolute fortune. Mm-hmm. The staff are usually costing an absolute fortune. Like you just said, it's scratting, but in a different way. It's almost like there's branches of scratting here, there and everywhere, rather than just one of you scratting. There's like lots of you scratting. And ultimately the business owner is losing because the people delivering the service are probably getting paid a decent wage, actually. Yeah. And you're the one that's losing out. So it's like, okay, so it's great you've got that mission and that purpose, like, I want that training centre, I want to offer all these services, but in reality, like, how are we executing that? And is it being marketed in a correct way? Like, are people seeing the value in that training centre and that all-in-one encompassing place that you've got? Like, how is it being perceived? And are the services you're offering really what people need as well?
Yeah. Do you know what, on a tangent, I'd like to do an episode on why that is everybody's vision with dog training.
It's a lot of
I had a similar
vision.
one. Like, I don't know, does it aesthetically look nice? And then you go, oh, wouldn't it be nice? Like, I haven't got to go around everywhere and come to me.
Sorry,
I know that's a tangent.
But I think it's worth exploring it, isn't it? Because I think it is a common thing for a lot of people, actually. They have that, like, dream. It's funny, though, because one of our clients recently were talking about this and then went, actually, I don't think it is what I want. I think it's what I thought I wanted, but I don't actually. Because the reality of having a venue, the reality of the upkeep, especially if you own the venue rather than rent the venue, like, there's lots and lots in that. Not completely undoable in any means, but I don't think it's fully thought through, therefore the lack of strategy.
Yeah.
And then we go, oh shit, we've got this big machine now that it's out of control and it's not being managed very well. I am hemorrhaging all this cash. Like, I don't want it anymore. And it's that kind of verge of going like, ooh, don't know what to do.
And now you've got next layers of, I want to say guilt, I suppose, because, like, you might have to let your staff go.
Yeah.
Or again, like the pressure it's putting on you at home if you're not bringing in an income, but you're working all these hours for nothing. But technically you've got a business that's turning over like 150, 200K, then why are you not bringing in any money is the question that we need to start asking ourselves. So when it comes to strategy, you do have to reassess as you start to grow, because naturally you're going to be targeting different people, potentially. you need to consider your capability, your capacity. What type of business do you want to grow into? I.e., do you want to go down the staff route and have them deliver a service that you take a step back of and you run the business, so you do all the behind the scenes work? Or do you employ somebody to do the behind the scenes work, almost like a business consultant, because you can get them. They do the running of it and you do the delivery.